We're here for another prospect profile. As always, a little trip down to the farm, and we are looking at Rafael Parra first here today, one of our 9,000 good starting pitchers, and someone we got later in on the draft and ended up actually being one of the top prospects in baseball after absolutely dominating rookie ball. He's the number 2 prospect in our system, and he's a top 10 pitcher in all of the major leagues. Some of his strengths: he can go deep into games. He has a lot of stamina. He's able to get through orders multiple times and get you into the 6th, 7th inning pretty consistently. He also limits home runs, which is something that we are looking for, especially with a home run heavy ballpark that we play in 81 times a year. So 2 things that we really like out of this guy can really help him with his potential of being potentially an ace. 21 years old, however, still a little raw, and that's what really excites a lot of these publications that rank him so high, is because he's still raw, and there's still stuff to work on. Yet already he is so good. And even though he's not an 18-year-old with stuff like this, he is 21, like we mentioned, it still is the sky's the limit. Someone who kind of really added a pitch here or two later on, and it really expanded what he can potentially become in the major leagues, hopefully pretty soon. Right now, he has a sweeper and a sinker that are his best pitches. The sweeper has a lot of movement. Everything moves, really. Low velocity overall, but that sinker, that sweeper, they really work well off each other. Also mixes in a 2-seamer as well, and has a pretty good mix of pitches to go along with that sinker and that sweeper. Like we mentioned, low velocity. He's not going to blow anything by you, but everything moves. And that is something that we've been seeing from a lot of these pitchers. And if you're not going to win with velocity, you've got to win with movement. He's able to put it at a great spot. Here against the Royal Ponies, he was absolutely painting. First strike, second strikes, third strikes. Did give up that home run, but he's putting pitches where he's not missing pitches. His command is very good. His control is very good. And he's been putting things on pitches that mostly won't get you beat unless someone's sitting for that exact pitch in that exact spot. However, he didn't miss too many bats, so another one of those just low exit velocity guys isn't going to miss too many bats, but he was able to get some soft contact and ended up having a pretty decent game for himself. Went 5 2/3 innings pitched here against the Royal Ponies, got the no decision. Gave up 10 hits, so did get touched up a little bit, but again, those not too hit too hard, just things that are finding holes, finding gaps, and gave up 4 runs, all of them earned. Did not walk anybody, but 8 strikeouts. Did give up that home run that we saw and picked up a no decision. Someone that we see very highly on. We see a future stud for the Rockies and someone we're going to be keeping an eye on. Rafael Parra is our first of 2 here on the scouting profile. Up next is going to be Max Wagner, someone who's one of the highest risers in all of Major League Baseball on the prospect side of things. He is moving himself into consideration for our future plans. We got him from the Orioles trade, which I believe was, Tyler O'Neill going over to Baltimore, and Wagner coming back to us. Started off as an okay prospect, ranked number 15 when the season started, but now is one of our top 10 prospects and pushing for that top 100 list as one of the better third base prospects in all of baseball, right along with Sterling Thompson and the rest. Has been killing it this season, absolutely killing it, on fire, slugging the ball well, walking, everything offensively you want from at the plate. He has been delivering all season long. Leads the Eastern League in AAA in home runs, slugging in RBI, ranks 3rd in OPS, 6th in walks drawn, and 8th in on-base percentage. Yeah, it was a power against lefties is what's really helped him evolve his game, tapping in that power potential and really smoking lefties very well. He's close to being an MLB bat right now. Overall, well-rounded, He can hit for some power, draw the walks like we mentioned, hit for contact, where you see he's had really good batting average, and really on track to being our minor leaguer of the year potentially. His arm is good for the outfield, but his feet aren't, and this is kind of in a fielding sense. He can really play third, and it doesn't really have any other positions of need. We might try him out at second or first base, probably first base again. He has good fielding skills, and I think we can use that somewhere else on the diamond when he isn't playing third base. So having just being a third baseman, especially with Nolan Jones being there and Sterling Thompson, depending on who wins out in third base, what we do with the rest of the roster, both of those guys can play in the outfield. So we are able to move those guys around a little bit to make room for somebody, but I'd love for him to be a little more flexible as well. So we might try first base. Second base is an option as well. We just don't think, especially with our outfield, he has the foot speed and the agility and the speed overall to play in that wide open outfield. In this series, he left a lot on the table. I think he just was a little excited. I was down there. We had some other scouts down there seeing kind of what we have in him, and I think he was a little jittery and was late on pitches, jumping on pitches he shouldn't have, and kind of overall didn't have a great series in front of us. He did get robbed a couple times on some hard hit balls. You saw the one where in left field where that fielder made a ridiculous play on the ball, and there was a couple times where he hit the ball very, very well, just didn't end up for hits. Overall in the series, again, extremely quiet. 1 for 8, a walk, a strikeout or two, and really was not the best version of himself. That's going to do it here for the prospect profile here. Parra, where would you rank him amongst our starting pitchers? Bud Leonard's, the Bobby Whites, and the rest of those guys, and even the guys we just drafted in Marco da Silva, Montanez, all of that stuff. Where would you rank Parra, J.J. Rose, Alex Harsey, all the rest among all those guys? And for Wagner, do you think he breaks in? Would you rather have him or Sterling Thompson potentially get the nod at third base or wherever he is? Do we move Nolan Jones in the outfield? What are your thoughts? What are your expectations for these two guys? And again, we thank you for joining us here in another Prospect Profile, another Prospect Spotlight, another On the Farm, whatever you want to call these. And we appreciate you tuning in to the Colorado Rockies all season.